So a while back, we got 6 inches of rain on one of our farms. There's 6 fields up on this farm. Got 6 inches of rain in 7, 8 hours, short period of time. So can't soak that all in at once. So let's just take a look at it with my drone. That bottom left corner, that's a spot I often can't plant anyway, even in a normal year. Over there where the trees are sticking out, that's kind of like beach sand there, and you can see standing water in the better parts of the field. There's better dirt out there, so they hold water, which is usually a good thing up on this sandy farm. But when you get this much at once, it sits for a while. All the brown dead stuff, that's cereal rye that's been terminated, and there's soybeans out in that field. And we don't see standing water like this on this field normally. Any of these fields, except for a couple of the south ones we'll get to last. So like all that water there along the road and out in the middle of that field, I don't know that I've really seen that before. And then over here on the right, as we're going across this field, a lot of water there along the road. Don't often see that. The neighbor's got a little field there just past ours. He's got a lot of water in his, but so do we. So now we got a good look at that field. It's a good way to look at the whole 240 some acres in these 6 fields real quick using the drone. So water standing in the middle of that field. Not used to seeing that. Give all this, like the 24-hour rule. See what things look like later. It's been that long since I recorded this. So I'm just now going back and looking at it. You get over the woods here. That green area, that's that sand hill where we planted that pollinator plot. If you've been paying attention to some of my posts, so it's kind of off and growing now, looking pretty good, starting to fill in. This little field at the bottom of the hill, generally never water in there. There's a little bit there on the left, so not really used to seeing that. And then we're going to go in these last 2 fields. There by the ditch, you can see the drainage ditch is just full, pretty full. That's definitely a wet spot. This spot I'm centering on here, that is the best spot in that field, and probably not going to make a crop this year. It took a while for that to drain out. There's another wet spot, and then at the far in there's some kind of perennial wet spots, but they got hit extra hard this time with the 6 inches. And 2 days later, we got another 4/10. So that didn't help. There's actually a tile inlet in this spot that's coming up. You can see all the residue that's floated up there. That's going to probably lay down and kill some beans as the water drains away. That spot, and we'll probably turn left here in a second. Yeah, see, now you can really see all those corn stalks and stuff floating in there, residue from last year. A lot of water there in the south end row. You can see the sun reflecting off of it. Like that spot there by the road, that's dead now. There's no beans. Several of these spots are dead. I don't know, maybe 10 or so acres out of the 240. You can definitely see where we ran the grain cart last fall over and over again. Better to beat up one spot than beat up the whole field. But yeah, and there by the road, there's a lot of water. Those beans are gone, but it's a little farther away from home. By the time we got it dried out and go back up there, we just don't really think we're going to replant because those beans won't mature at the same time. 2 trips with the combine, you're going to run over good beans with the planter trying to get out there. So we decided not to do any replant. The far east end there, you see there's a little pond. That's kind of normal. The one over there on the left along the fence row, there you go. That one can be too. You can see the neighbor had a lot of water in the background, but there's a kind of a lay of the land there. You can see a bunch of other farms. There's just water everywhere. I think the way it came in, we had about from 9 to midnight, 2 inches, and by the time I woke up the next morning, another 4.